like I had been to China and two little girls who just made me feel like I belong. So when I go for a walk, that's the moment I'm always in search of. That's my big fish, right? That's my big fish. And when I go for a walk, I catch little fish, and they're important. I love those little fish. But that's the big one that I'm always in search of. So for a while, I would go for like 6-hour walks. And at the time, I was writing my own show. I had to get to know the area. I had to know what I was talking about. So I spent just hours upon hours of walking. Now, I can't do that. I've got twins. Even when I'm working, I don't have that time. Last winter, I took my mom to Munich and Nuremberg to the Christmas markets. She's 70 years old. We did just stick to the tourism centers. We didn't go on these big walks that I'm advocating right now. So I totally understand that depending on who you are, who you're with, what your physical constraints are, no, you just can't set out for hours and hours. Oh, I forgot to me and my mom.
What is it?
Like, Mom, you don't have a Facebook page, but you need one.
That's her and her mom.
But so, I get it. Like, I couldn't walk everywhere with her. We needed a plan. But all I'm recommending is that you spend 2 hours out of your entire trip just wandering, just letting yourself go. No expectations, right? No expectations, because when you let yourself go to wander and discover a place on its own terms, combined with your own sense of discovery, that is when you begin to belong. That is when you will have a very different travel experience, the one that we're all in search of, right? And I'm so convinced of what just a short walk, just a little bit of extra effort will do to your travels, that I have ways that you can insert them in whatever travel itinerary that you have. So everyone wants to head to the major thoroughfares of the capital cities. That's the Champs-Élysées in Paris. There's also like Las Ramblas in Barcelona. Everyone wants to head there. Great. But just one street over, and the side streets are actually even more interesting, right? Where it's not shop after shop after shop after shop, but the shops you do find just one street over, maybe it's two, are actually more mom and pop. They're local. It's where the locals go. They'll talk to you, right? You're not just a point of sale like you are on these streets, because if you're a shop on the Champs-Élysées, your real estate's pretty high. You don't have time to make friends, right? They just have to get your money. And one thing that I found really disappointing about traveling the world, the only thing, is that a lot of our cities in the world are starting to look alike in shopping, right? We all have the same shops, and they're all the same shops that you have in your malls. So there's nothing unique, nothing different, or they're so super high end, right? And you're like, here is the market for a $2,500 purse. But the side streets are really where you'll find something that you will not see back at home, and it's just one street over. Main gathering places like St. Mark's Square, the big places, right? You have to go there. I always go to St. Mark's Square and then I leave. At night it's wonderful. During the day it's a mosh pit, right? Where people see that it's not strange at all to let 100 stitches land on your head. And but if you go to these places, if you just go 15 minutes in any direction in Venice, all of a sudden the crowds disappear, right? And you're walking over the little canal bridges yourself, and you hear your own footsteps echo against the gorgeous buildings of Venice, and you're having this personal moment with one of the most beautiful cities in the world that you will not have if you were in St. Mark's Square. The last time I was there, I took the Vaporetto line directly across from right at St. Mark's Square, across the Grand Canal, to a neighborhood called the Guadica. And just because it's separated from the Grand Canal, no one goes there. It's like Venice. It's Venice without the crowds. And you're there with the locals. And it's literally 3 minutes away from that square. That square, sorry, I have a box right here. That square. So, I'm not saying avoid these places. Go. We've dreamed our entire lives to go to these places. But also, use them as a jumping off place to experience something more unique, more personal. Even the Great Wall of China, these major attractions are made better with a little walk. So when you go to the Great Wall of China, and I highly recommend it, there is nothing like the Great Wall of China. The #1 entryway to this wall is Badaling. It's about an hour from Beijing. There's a direct train ride. And because of that, it is inundated with people. And it just represents the worst of tourism, right? And when you get there, it's as if like 10 football stadiums just let out and you are swimming upstream. It's awful. And any great travel guide will say, avoid Badaling. There are places in the wall that you'll have to yourself, you'll feel the wind and you'll hear the wind and the birds, and it's more wild. Great advice. But the reality of that advice is that's a 3-hour drive from Beijing. You have to hire a driver. And then when you get to these destinations, this is a 2,300-year-old wall. It might not be in the best condition, right? And how are you going to climb up a 13-meter wall to get to? This could be dangerous. I'm your mother now. So my advice, just keep it simple. Leave from Badaling. Suffer the crowds. We were there 3 times in the period of a month, all different days, and our experience was the same every single time, and that is, we get through the crowds, and everyone that was there was this like first precipice where you could see the wall, and everyone stands there and jockeys for position and take their pictures, and when they're done, they turn around and they go back to their buses. They don't go on. And at first, when we were there, we were really worried because as a film crew, we can't work with this many people coming through. Like, people get in front of the camera, they do this, sometimes they push me. It's just, we can't shoot. We're really worried. So what did we do? We went for a walk. And it's pretty darn simple on the Great Wall of China. You can't get lost on a walk. Just for like 300 miles. Just take it right to go. So we could find the shot we wanted.
It took 20 minutes for my parents to get up there.
It was 10 minutes away. This was
Then
it.
the people got mad
We
at
took
me.
a shot right by the
When I went back to the house, they were like, you need
right?
to spend some more time.
And then when we got over the tower, we had
I
this
just came here to see the Great Wall.
that was just on the opposite side of that tower.
Didn't you like run
No.
off from your parents?
What? Oh yeah, I ran away from America to get to the town. That was my goal. It was like,
And at that
So you
point,
did what you did.
I could
yes, I did.
feel it on
And
my
there was only
face.
like
I
2
could
people.
feel the birds.
No one
So now
And
you can
I
have a
had
travel
this
show.
amazing
Yeah, kind of.
moment. Personal
I have a
moment.
picture with me.
The Great Wall of China. I had it at Badaling. So you go for a walk. That's how you do. You can go to the most touristy destinations that you dream about that you want to go, and just a simple walk in any direction, 10 minutes.